What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new video. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a lovely day. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Proteas cricket, the ICC Cricket World Cup T20 World Cup that's going on right now. It's actually about to conclude almost. There's only 3 games left, 2 semifinals, and then the finals that is going to take place. I'm not sure exactly when. I probably should have checked. But we're going to be covering the Proteas run that they have had so far. They are unbeaten in all their games, which is just incredible. It's an incredible form that they've been having, playing all the teams, and obviously there was the close call against I believe it was Afghanistan that they had the close call. But we're just going to be talking about the run they had, going over the games that they played, and also my thoughts on the big semi-final that's actually going to be taking place tomorrow against New Zealand. So if you guys are enjoying the sport content, if you guys enjoy any other content over here, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube, go follow on the TikTok, and leave your comment down below on if you guys think the Proteas can handle this, because they've made it to finals before, and unfortunately they haven't clinched the trophy. But hopefully this time around it's going to be different. Yeah, let's get into the video. I want to talk about the group stage. Obviously, I'm going way back here to the beginning of the tournament where they were playing against Afghanistan, and this was the game that was actually quite close. They went to a super over. Now, super over is kind of like it's not an equivalent to extra time in football or anything, but it's basically to do a tiebreaker. So what happens is if the runs that the chasing team, they couldn't beat the total, but they equal the total, it goes to a super over. And then you go 1 over for each team to bat. Basically, it's like a mini innings, basically, where the first team goes in, they hit the total, and the second team has to chase it. Now, this happened twice. There was a double super over. I don't know how often that's happened. That's super rare. And fortunately, South Africa were the victors in that matchup, and they beat Afghanistan, which I'm surprised it even got to that point. I thought they would have more trouble with, like, India or New Zealand and everything like that, but you'll see as I go into the fixtures what the results were in those games. But yeah, they beat Afghanistan, which was great news. Obviously, to see more points, in the bag to make it to the Super 8. And then the next game was New Zealand, and they won that by 7 wickets, which was obviously a nice big total, not big total, sorry, but they had to chase a big total. Which is 175, which is obviously achievable. Like, I think 200 is very strong, but the 175 is definitely achievable to chase for the South African team. So they won that by 7 wickets, and then they had to play against the UAE, and they won by 6 wickets, and they had to chase down 122, which is kind of low, in T20. But like I said, I don't think that was the strongest of the group. I think that there were more difficult matchups. Like I said, I knew Afghanistan was going to provide them a good game, but I just didn't know it would go that far, But anyway, following on from that game, they went into the Super 8. So after they played in the group stage, there was another bracket basically, which the top 4, there was 2 groups basically, called the Super 8 of 4 groups, 2 groups with 4 teams inside, I should say. And then they had to play against India. Now, this was a big game. Obviously, South Africa had to get points in the bag here to make it, to the semifinals, and they had to play against India. And they won by 76 runs, which was a very good total. They put up 187, and India only hit 111. So I mean, they didn't get too close to that, which was good. Early wickets and everything. Oh my word, lens flare galore. Yeah, sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, apologies for that. And yeah, they won by 76 runs. And then we're gonna follow over to the other game in the Super 8, which was against West Indies, and they won that by 9 wickets. They had to chase down 176, which, like I said, I think 150, especially in these kind of level of the players, I think 200 is your mark. I think because that's like, what, 200, how many, 20 overs? Is that like what? Is that 10 runs over? I don't know. I'll throw the math up on screen. But yeah, they won that by 9 wickets. And then by that point, they were already qualified, and then they had to play against Zimbabwe, and they won by 5 wickets. Zimbabwe did put up a good fight, but unfortunately, South Africa, was too strong, I guess, for them to handle. And at that point, I think Zimbabwe was already eliminated. But now we're going to get on to the final, not the final talking point, but basically what I wanted to talk about in this video. Oh, sorry. Again, lens flare. Guys, this lens flare is going crazy today. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Much better. Which is the final, not the final game, the semi-final, I should say, game with New Zealand. And this is coming on tomorrow, guys, on Wednesday. I don't know the time zones and everything for whoever's watching this. This is happening Wednesday. And for all my South African viewers, it's going to be on at 3:30. If you guys are watching, if you guys are interested in cricket, if you're following the tournament, that is when the time will be to watch the game. And listen, I'm very interested to see how this game goes because New Zealand has kind of been hot and cold this tournament. I think that they do put up good performances against strong teams. I think they did beat England in their Super 8 group team, I believe. I'm gonna fact check that. I'll throw it up on screen if I'm wrong. But yeah, like I said, they're very hot and cold. And do I think that they can beat South Africa? I think they can because I think, well, I don't know. Well, you guys will let me know your opinion. Cricket is a very momentum. There is momentum in cricket, momentum, but like when you feel like the rhythm of the game is going one way, but the way with cricket, for example, every ball that gets bowled, right? It's such a mixed bag of what can happen, as in terms of like as against, I mean, a game like football, for example, where there's constantly something going on with players having the ball, they're moving the ball constantly. Cricket, there's like a break in between the play in terms of like bowling. They're bowling, they switch sides and things like that. And obviously with batsmen going in, going out, field changes, there's so much going on. You never know what can happen on a given day. So South Africa has been showing up. Obviously, they're still unbeaten, but I do think it's going to be an interesting game. Can South Africa, beat New Zealand twice in the same tournament? I think so. I believe that they can, and I believe that they can go to the final. It all depends on who are they going to get in the final. That is the question. And I'm going to throw up the other game that's going to happen to determine who's going to be in the final. I think it's not New Zealand. India is playing England, I believe. I'm going to check it. I'm going to throw it up on screen. But yeah, like I said, I do believe that this is one of the best, runs that they have done. South Africa, the Proteas have done. So it's going to be a huge shout out to them. We want to support the local sports. We want to support South African sports, obviously. Anything that goes on in South Africa in terms of sports that is happening in the country where they're going to play internationally or they're playing locally or something like that. I like to support it and talk about it, on the channel because I feel like it's a big deal, and obviously we talk about rugby a lot in the country, and the rugby is very strong and very popular, and a lot of people know about it because of all like the World Cup hype and everything like that. But there are other sports as well that I'd like to highlight on the channel, so I'm always down to talk about anything. So you guys must let me know in the comment section if there is anything else happening in South Africa that I'm not aware of where the sports are concerned. You guys let me know down in the comment section below. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Just a quick overview talking about my excitement, my what's the word I'm looking for. I'm not feeling uneasy about this game, but like I said, anything can happen. It all depends on which way the game swings as far as cricket is concerned, But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.